Hello there, I'm Janet LaPella. I am a doctoral student in the Educational Studies Department here at Eastern. I am also the graduate assistant in the Aging Studies Department, which kind of brings me to this research. What we're going to talk about today is motivations for coming back to school, older learners at Eastern Michigan University. So I've kind of married my educational studies with my work in the Aging Studies Department. My faculty sponsor on this project is Dr. Berrigan. She's the director of the Aging Studies Department. And yeah, you'll see her work kind of sprinkled in this presentation. She's really been helping me. All right, here we go. So an overview of what we're going to talk about today. Just older learners on college campuses in the United States in particular. Literature on motivation and challenges for older learners. Our current study, it's a survey study, so we'll see what our research questions and that kind of thing. Then what did we find? What did this survey bring to us? And then conclusion or implications of the survey throughout the university. So older learners in college. First, there are some terms floating about. Non-traditional students are typically defined as students who are 25 years and older, whereas older learners, which will be important for our study, are 40 years old and older. So not to brag, I'm an older learner. There's been a steady growth in enrollment of older learners since the 1970s, and it just continues to climb, which is really cool. There's a network of age-friendly universities whose mission it is to include, support, respect, and value older learners on college campuses, and among other things. So intentional efforts are made to be inclusive of students of all ages, and I must say Eastern, it was the first aging studies, age-friendly university in Michigan. So that's pretty cool. So we are an age-friendly university here at Eastern, and of course, age is a component of diversity. It makes us all better. So here's just a snapshot of non-traditional age students at EMU this semester. So there's almost 4,000 of us. You can see the breakdown, 26 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 and older, 23% there. Literature on older learners. So what makes older learners come back to college in the first place? That's what we'll find out. So it's different, as it turns out, than traditional college-aged students, as we know intuitively, right? Because we're at different stages of life. So traditionally, people come to college because of family, career, self-satisfaction, and acceptance to college, teachers, friends, sports, and so on. There are a variety of reasons that young people come to college. And guess what? There's a variety of reasons that older learners come to college too. The literature has showed many reasons, but mostly different than traditional age students. So they're switching careers, they want a new level of pay, they just love learning, they want to keep their mind sharp. Some people want to experience a college campus, which are all good reasons for wanting to come back to school. And then some barriers for older learners are shown there. All right, so I just want to pause for a second and talk about intrinsic and extrinsic motivation because it shows up in the data analysis for this survey. Intrinsic motivation, think internal. So it's people doing things, and it's not just school motivation, all motivation, doing things for self-satisfaction, pride, joy, passion, just doing something because you want to do it. Just what motivates you from the inside. Extrinsic motivational factors, think external, think the carrot and the stick metaphor or whatever, rewards, punishment, money, promotion, they all fall under extrinsic motivation. The current study, so it was a survey study done here at EMU. The research questions that I'm going to look at today, although the survey was bigger than this, is what motivates older learners to attend EMU? We want to know, is it the same as what we saw in the literature? And are they more intrinsically or extrinsically motivated? This could speak to how we best serve them on campus. The survey study, we talked to students who were 40 years old and older, and they're currently enrolled at EMU. There were 248 participants, so a huge, awesome response rate there. And I have to mention, and I've kind of mentioned already, that this was the survey was done as part of a larger environmental scan at EMU to assess the needs of older students. So we looked at all kinds of different stuff, like even like signage and accessibility for older learners on campus. And we talked to different people throughout the campus. So it's both qualitative and quantitative, but what we're going to look at these surveys today. So we basically just want to make sure that EMU is meeting these age-friendly university standards. It's really important. Okay, so demographics. There we have our participants, mostly graduate students. 47% live more than 20 miles from campus, which is interesting. Mostly female, mostly white. 15% have a disability, and then the mean age is 48 years and 9 months. So good. Now here we have the results. We asked the question, why did you choose to pursue your current degree program? So they could select the 4 most important reasons. And we come up with, as we see here, kind of a divide. There's a big 5. I need a degree to get the job I want. I enjoy learning new things. I wanted to challenge myself. I need a degree to make more money. Sure. And then I wanted to set a good example for my family. So I broke these down by intrinsic versus extrinsic. It's pretty obvious which is which. So the intrinsic motivational factors are in blue here, and extrinsic are in yellow. So older learners are not, they don't all go back to school for the same reason. They're not there's no one size fits all reason that older learners go back to school, and it's really interesting. Some are intrinsically motivated, some extrinsic. So there was something interesting in our data analysis here. We asked about campus services, and it seems that, now you'll want to remember from the previous slide, the 2 in the middle here are the intrinsic, people that are motivated just for the sense of pride and joy of doing a thing. So I enjoy learning new things. I wanted to challenge myself. These participants are more apt to care about campus services and other factors, like I feel like I'm part of the EMU community. I feel like an outsider. They care about EMU professors and instructors, the library, office hours, financial aid, hybrid classes, and that sort of thing. People that are extrinsically motivated, that just want to get in and out and get a degree to get a better job or make more money or set a good example for their family. Well, interestingly enough, they are not as prone to, there's no statistical relationship between like the use of campus services and these motivational factors. So they don't seem as apt to care one way or the other what's going on campus. They just are in and out for a degree. And you know what? I respect that too. So everybody has their reasons. So this study, then, here's the kind of big findings. Older learners are a heterogeneous group of students. They have various motivations and goals. You cannot just say older learners, and that's that. Some older learners are motivated extrinsically, some intrinsically. Those who are extrinsically motivated are not as affected by the availability of campus services, like we saw in other factors, than those who are intrinsically motivated. Administration could benefit from an awareness of the different types of motivations and challenges of older learners. So what does this mean? Workshops, trainings, well, probably both things. And then a closing note, older learners contribute to diversity on campus like we saw before. So let's be the best age-friendly university that we can be. I think we really can. Thank you so much.